Welcome to the Clique podcast. I'm Dani Watson, a mindset and manifestation expert and founder of the Clique, a company that helps women overcome their fears and limiting beliefs to create a life and business that they love. Within this podcast, I will help you get clear on what you want, identify the blocks that are holding you back, transform your mindset and raise your vibration so that you can co-create magic with the universe. If you are looking to design a life that truly sets your soul on fire and manifest more success and abundance, then you are in the right place. Hello ladies, I hope you are all well. Apologies for my absence last week. There wasn't a podcast episode last week. As I mentioned on the episode earlier, my baby girl, Serena, arrived into the world. She's now 4 weeks old. It's crazy how quickly that time has gone. And as much as I really wanted to get her into a really good routine, that was definitely very challenging in those early weeks. And we had quite a number of very sleepless nights. And it actually wasn't my newborn that was the cause of them. It was actually my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old who all of a sudden decided that they didn't want to sleep either. So my 3-year-old's never really been a great sleeper. She co-slept with us until she was 3. My 1-year-old, he's always been pretty good, but all of a sudden he decided, nope, I don't want to sleep anymore. I need to have somebody in my cot with me. The past few weeks, we've all been a little bit sleep deprived, which is why there wasn't a podcast episode last week. But I am back here this week, and I'm responding to a question that landed into my DMs on Instagram. And that is, she asked, Dani, do you have any really quick hacks for boosting my confidence levels? So she's a coach and she's actually wanting to start putting herself out more online and actually doing some live streams for her audience, which is a great way as a coach to kind of really connect and build with your audience. However, she was telling me how scared she is at the thought of doing this, and she's really kind of battling with her confidence, and it's really holding her back from taking that next step. So do I have any quick and simple confidence hacks that she can easily integrate into her routine that will help with that confidence? Now, this is probably a subject I could wax lyrical on. Having been somebody myself who really struggled with my own confidence levels, especially when it came to things like speaking in public or doing live trainings, that was something that would make me feel physically sick. The thought of even recording something like a podcast episode, back when I first stepped into the world of coaching, there's absolutely no way I thought that would be possible for me. And what was actually really quite interesting is people assumed that I was quite a confident person because I'm sociable, I'm quite, outgoing if I meet people, but actually that doesn't necessarily always translate into self-belief, into self-confidence. And the thought of doing anything, sharing my story in a very public way petrified me. So I, over the years, have collected so many different tools, and many of the tools that I've learned that have really, really supported me with my confidence have actually become the tools that we now train our students in within the Clique Academy, our coach training certification. So one of the tools I actually want to share with you is a tool that it's part of the NLP program. So we certify our students as NLP practitioners. But as I said, there's so many different tools I love for confidence. EFT, emotional freedom technique. I've got lots of sort of tapping rituals that I've used to help me with my confidence. Meditation has been a great one. Visualization. There's been lots of sort of energy clearing techniques that I've found have really helped me really sort of step into my power. But the tool that I want to come back to today is this NLP technique, so Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and it's called the Circle of Excellence. The reason why I love this is because it's simple, it's easy, and you can use it in the moment that you need it. Okay, so I'm going to actually just walk you through this technique, but what I would invite you to do is the next time you need it, go back, listen to this podcast, and use it just before you need to kind of have that quick boost of confidence. So to begin with, you're going to think about, when am I going to need this? Like, what is the moment in which I will need this boost of confidence? So start to just kind of think about, okay, is it that I'm going to go and do a public speech? Have I got to get on a call with somebody? Have I got to have like an awkward conversation with somebody, which I'm feeling quite nervous about? Think about that situation first. And then what I would like to invite you to do is to draw an imaginary circle on the ground in front of you, okay? So for this, you want to be stood up and just imagine that sort of circle. Imagine if you had sort of a piece of chalk that you could draw on the ground with. Imagine drawing that circle all the way around you. And you want to make it quite generous in size, so about 3 feet in diameter, okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is I want you to come back to a time in your life when you felt that confidence previously. Here's the thing about things that we want in life, ways in which we want to feel, whether it's confidence, whether it's to feel loved, to feel successful, to feel respected. More often than not, we want to feel a certain way because we felt that feeling before and we know that it feels good. If you think about it, like the only reason why we want something is because we want the feeling that comes with it. And how do we know that we want something unless we're sure that that is going to feel good to us? Okay, so when we think about, I want to be more confident, we must sort of know what that confidence must feel like to crave more of it. So often we tell ourselves, I'm not a confident person, and we very much make this blanket statement about who we are, when actually maybe there has been points in your life where you've shown a certain degree of confidence, when you've been in a moment and you've had to be that confident person. So what I would like you to do is to kind of go back and to think, well, when in my life have I been this confident person? When have I displayed some level of confidence? And, it might be something that was quite far into your past. I would probably suggest doing this part of the exercise before you kind of create your circle, okay? So if you can't think of a moment right now, it might be that you take 10, 15 minutes, grab your journal and start really kind of jotting down some ideas of when in your life you felt confident. Because then what you're going to do when you're in that circle, that imaginary circle, stood up, you are going to allow yourself to go back in that memory to that time when you felt confident. And this is where visualization comes into play within this exercise. You want to go back into that moment vividly, seeing what you saw, hearing what you heard, and any sort of feelings as well that came up for you. NLP, we often tap into our senses. So what we saw, what we heard, what we felt, the audio, the visual, the kinesthetic. Okay. And what we're doing here is we're just kind of really creating a very, very vivid picture of who that confident version of you actually is. And just allow yourself to really go back into that memory. Feel it and embrace it as much as you can, really reliving that moment. Okay. Now, still within this circle, as you feel those confident feelings begin to build up, you then want to step into your circle of excellence, okay? So you've got this circle in front of you, okay? It's on the floor. It's about 3 feet in diameter. You can kind of see this imaginary circle. As you feel those confident feelings build up, you are going to step into that circle, that imaginary circle. Okay, so once you're in this circle, this is where we can kind of really play with, in NLP, they call it sort of submodalities. Okay, so we're going to talk about things like, what color would you like that circle to be? What kind of sound does that circle have? So maybe your circle is pink. Maybe it has this sort of really soft humming sound. What does it feel like when you step into that circle? Are you relaxed? Are you excited? Do you feel really powerful? Do you feel really strong? What is your posture like? How are you carrying yourself? How do you breathe as you step into your circle? Looking at your positioning of your feet and your hands, how your head is sort of held up. Start to pay attention to all of these things as you step into your circle. And you're going to be in this circle. And the idea is once you're within the circle, that's when you reach your peak of confidence. So just thinking about that most confident version of you, what is going on around you? You know, all of those things that I just described, the color of the circle, the sound of it, you know, your body posture. Try and, think about everything that you're experiencing within that circle. And then when the feeling of the confidence is at its fullest, you want to step out of that circle. But what you're going to do, you're going to step away from the circle physically, but you're going to leave all of those positive, confident feelings, colors, sounds, the body posture, all of those things, you're going to leave those things within the circle. So it's almost as if you've created this space, this container, where you can very easily step in and out of it. And as soon as you're within the container, within the circle, you are reconnecting back with all of those confident traits. Okay, so you step out of the circle, leave all of the positive, confident feelings within it. And then we're going to do something in NLP. It's called breaking state. So this is something where you've been in an exercise and we just want to come back to reality for a second. So a really quick way to do this would be to maybe do 5-star jumps on the spot for a second, or go and read a page of your book, or go and put a song on and dance around to it for, 30 seconds. Something where you're doing something completely different, okay? It's called breaking state. Because then what we're going to do, we're going to come back into the exercise and we're going to repeat it. So we're going to repeat it with and this is where you can add in a second experience. If you've got, when you were sort of journaling your confident moments, if you've got another experience where you felt, okay, I think I was pretty confident in that moment, use that experience to repeat the exercise. Okay, and what we're doing is we're basically building this really super strength circle where all of these confident emotions, memories, feelings, sounds, colors, images are all contained within this circle. Okay, and remember that this circle is limitless. You can keep adding more and more confident memories, confident resources into the circle over and over again. Okay, so the idea is that when we need this circle, we can step into it. Okay, so let's think about using this circle. Thinking of a specific time in the future when you want to have that same feeling of confidence. And something that I really love about this exercise is often when we think about, confidence or success, we often think, I need to have the physical example of this first. And actually, we need to be able, like with anything that we're manifesting, we need to be able to have it internally first before we can experience it in our physical world. And often we speak about this concept, seeing it in your mind before you can hold it in your hand. We think about that concept in relation to physical things like the money, the dream home, the fancy car. But actually, the same applies with things that we want to feel. So confidence, for example. So, in your reality, to have in your physical reality that level of confidence, you see it internally first. And this is what we're doing through this exercise. And this is where I love how tools such as Neuro-Linguistic Programming can really complement philosophies such as the law of attraction. So we're going to be using this circle then, stepping into it to help us create the actual confidence within our futures. Okay, so thinking about a specific time in the future when you want to have the confidence, see, hear, feel what will be happening just before you want to feel confident. Okay, how will the scene unfold for you? What is the cue to know that it's nearly time to step into the circle of excellence? So when you think about the thing you want to do, let's say, for example, you're going to be giving a speech on stage. Thinking about that moment in your mind, when is that moment that you're going to need that circle the most? Okay, is it when you just are about to step onto stage? Is it when you are, out in the wings like an hour before, kind of preparing yourself? When do you feel like that circle of confidence is going to come in useful for you? Okay, and then the idea is that when that moment arises, you are going to step into that circle of confidence. So you're going to be able to feel all of those confident vibes that are there again for you. The colours, the sounds, feelings. You're going to imagine the scene unfolding exactly the way that you want it to, with all of your confident feelings and resources fully available to you. Okay, so this is something that you could practice now for an event in the future. So maybe you're doing something next week that you'll need a certain amount of confidence for. Have that circle, visualize you stepping into that moment where you need that level of confidence and all of those confident resources available to you. And then step out of the circle again, okay? Leave those confident things in the circle. That's where all of your confident resources are housed. And step out of the circle again. Once you're outside of the circle, take a moment and just think again about that upcoming event. Okay? And what you will probably find is that you are automatically recalling all of those confident feelings. So just thinking of that event rather than filled with dread or worry or anxiety. You're going to come back to some of those confident feelings. And what you're doing here is you're reprogramming yourself for that upcoming situation. You're preparing yourself and you're feeling much more resourceful with the confident feelings that you need to really be able to embrace that situation fully. And when the time does actually come, you will feel more powerful, more confident. You'll feel more self-assured. And something that I really love to do, remember that I said this is a tool that you can use in the moment. So you can use it just before you have to go on stage or take that call or have that conversation. You can step into your circle just moments prior to the event where that confidence is required. But you can also use this tool as a build up to the event itself. So if it's something that, let's say it's a big event that you're doing and there is that kind of build up, it's like, well, on a daily basis, as part of your routine, how can you use this circle of confidence, stepping into that circle of confidence? And as you do so, start to play out that event in your head, that future event in your head, imagining yourself absorbing all of the resources available to you within that circle of confidence. Okay, so for me, this is something, again, it's something that we train our students in. It's part of the NLP course within the Clique Academy. But there's so many different tools like this. And the thing that I love about having lots of these types of tools available to you is you can cherry pick what's going to work best for you in that moment, because at different points and for different scenarios, different tools have different types of impact. You will also find as well, if you are a coach, that for your clients, different clients are going to resonate with different tools in different ways. So the thing that I'm quite proud of in the Academy is we give our students an access to this whole big variety of different tools. They have this big toolbox full of different things that they can use. And it means that they can then cherry pick and create this really incredible bespoke coaching effect with their clients, which can then create amazing results. Okay, so give this little tool a go. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out. Come and say hello as well at Dani_Watson_coaching on Instagram. Drop me a DM. If there's anything that you would like me to cover as part of this podcast, I'm here for it. Let me know how I can help you. And yeah, give this exercise a go. Let me know how it worked for you. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And I will catch you on the next episode. Thanks, ladies. If you are wanting to build your own successful online coaching business, make sure to check out Freedom, Abundance and Impact, our free 10-day business and mindset course for coaches and aspiring coaches. To access, simply head to wearetheclique.com and click free course in the menu.